Lesson 3. Life during the Civil War. I will note the importance of the Emancipation Proclamation and the roles of different groups in the Civil War. Vocabulary: Proclamation, Emancipation, Juneteenth. Matthew Brady used the new technology of photography to record the people and events of the Civil War. Why do you think these cannons are near a river? The U.S. Civil War didn't start as a war to end slavery. President Lincoln just wanted to keep the country together. By 1862, however, Lincoln's thinking had changed. He said, "Slavery must die that the nation might live." The Emancipation Proclamation. Some of Lincoln's advisors said ending slavery would divide the North and unite the South. They were right. But Lincoln was determined. On January 1, 1863, he issued a proclamation, or official announcement. It called for the emancipation, or setting free, of slaves. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation freed slaves in states at war with the Union. The proclamation did not end slavery in the border states, slave states that stayed loyal to the Union. These were Delaware, Kentucky, Maryland, Missouri, and West Virginia. It freed slaves in the Confederacy, but only those areas controlled by the Union benefited. As a result, most African Americans remained enslaved. Many would not learn of emancipation until much later. When the Civil War ended, General Gordon Granger was sent to the state of Texas. On June 19, 1865, he read to the people of Galveston, "The people of Texas are informed that all slaves are free." African Americans in Texas celebrated this day as their Day of Freedom. The tradition of celebrating on this day spread quickly to other states. This day is now known as Juneteenth. 1. Explain who you think is the intended audience of this painting. A diverse army. Although the Emancipation Proclamation did not end all slavery, it did change the war. African-American abolitionist Frederick Douglass supported Lincoln and encouraged other African Americans to help the Union. Large numbers of them responded by joining the Union Army. By the end of the war, about 179,000 African American men had served as soldiers in the Union Army. African Americans helped the war effort in other ways too. They served as carpenters, cooks, guards, workers, nurses, scouts, spies, and doctors. African American women served as nurses, spies, and scouts. Harriet Tubman became the most famous African American scout. Many recent immigrants also enlisted. Many German, Irish, British, and Canadian soldiers joined in the fight. They hoped to prove their loyalty to their new country. About 20,000 American Indians served in either the Confederate or Union armies. Some American Indian nations, such as the Cherokee, were divided. General Eli S. Parker, a Seneca, wrote the surrender document that General Robert E. Lee signed at the end of the war. Parker later told how, during the surrender, Lee said to him, "I am glad to see a real American here." Parker replied to the general, "We are all Americans." 2. Speculate about how immigrants contributed to the Union Army.